sweetheart, I'll have a glass of beer if you don't mind.
All right, John. You're looking mighty pleased, John Ryan, about something.
That I am, that I am.
Well, I'll tell you, Kevin was running around here like a mad hatter without you all morning. Where have you been?
Trying to work a miracle. I've been trying to move the mountain that up to now nobody's been able to budge.
Oh, is this about Jack?
It is indeed, darling. The man may actually show up here for Ryan's christening.
Oh, John.
It wasn't as much of an effort as I thought it'd be. I actually apologized to the guy. Then I really bit the bullet. I told him that as far as I was concerned, if he was the man that Mary really wanted for herself, then I thought that he should belong to her.
Well, he couldn't ask for better than that now, could he? You mean he really said he'd consider coming to the christening?
Yeah, well, you see, I told him that, seemed to me, a christening would be an ideal time to make a new beginning. And he said he'd surprise Mary and all the rest of us.
Oh, John, I'm so proud of you.
I'm proud of myself.
Oh, you put your concerns aside, and you thought to do what's best for your daughter.
Well, what she thought was best for her. I tell you something. She looked so low when she came in here today after seeing Finelli. It made me miserable just to look at her. I had to do something.
Whatever was it that you said to him? I mean, we've all been down there trying to talk to him.
Well, between you and me, I think it was a little strong, fatherly advice, a kind of firm support, fatherly-like, like the father he never had, you know.
Wouldn't it be wonderful if after all of us have tried to convince him that he'd make a fine father and husband, that it turns out that you're the one that convinces him of that notion?
Well, I'll tell you something. When I left there today, I was pretty sure that this time, Jack Finelli is finally going to make his move.
Need some help with this?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, if I could just get the screen shut. Hey, thank you, Doctor.
Just, Finelli. Jack. Remember me?
Dios mío. Angel? Angel, are you awake? No. ¡Apaguen esa música horrible! Angel, would you please wake up? What for? Well, look at this place, Angel. What is the matter with you leaving it like this? Clothes all over the room and dishes that should be in the sink?
I'm sorry, I wasn't feeling too well.
You know, you've been saying that a lot lately. I hope you're not using it as an excuse. How was your day at school today, okay?
It was okay. We had a fire drill. That was fun.
Nobody was hurt, were they?
Oh, no. Just the false alarm to get us scared.
Well, you know what? You better start paying attention to those things. You never know when a real one's going to come along.
How can a school burn? It's made out of brick.
Hey, what's the matter, honey? Are you okay?
Yeah, I just felt dizzy for a minute. Okay.
For real this time?
Didn't I just say so?
Okay, then I think you better go to bed right now.
No, I'm okay, really. Don't you believe me?
Angel, I don't know what to believe anymore. Did you get the groceries I asked for?
Uh-oh.
You mean you didn't get them?
I'm sorry, I wasn't feeling good then, Alicia. I'm okay now.
Okay.
Hi, Bob Ray.
Ah, just a minute. I'll be right there. Angel, help me pick this up, okay? Real quick. Hi, Bob.
Hi.
What a nice surprise.
So I was just in the neighborhood, so I thought I'd stop by and see how you were doing. And my favorite first baseman, of course.
Reed.
How you doing, Tiger?
All right.
Do you see what I brought along?
Yeah. Angel, now where are your manners? You're not going to ask Detective Reed if you can see it first?
Can I?
Yeah, sure. So, you know, I was thinking maybe we ought to swing by Ryan's, get some sandwiches maybe, and go on over to the park, have a little picnic before the sun goes down.
That sounds like a great idea.
What does the sister think?
I think it's terrific. Especially since my kid brother forgot to bring home the groceries.
Oh, he must have known I was coming along, huh?
I'll go get my sneakers
Okay.
right now.
You know, he hasn't been a very good boy today. And I don't think he deserves this. But I think you had a lovely inspiration.
Well, you know, we've been working so much lately, and I haven't had a chance to see each other, you know. I didn't want to lose touch.
Thank you. Angel and I are both pleased that you didn't.
What do you say, Tiger? You all set?
Okay, you ready?
Oh,
Angel, you're going to ruin your dinner.
that's okay, sister. First basemen have to keep up their energy.
Okay, let's go.
Yes. Oh, yes, I remember you, Mr. Finelli.
Jack, please.
How could I possibly forget Riverside's most infamous patient?
Was I really that much trouble? Hmm?
Yeah, well, let's just say that you weren't as pliable as some of us hoped you'd be.
Well, let's face it, I was a sick man. Besides, it wasn't every day that a beautiful physical therapist came to my room to straighten me out about what a wonderful staff we have at the hospital. Now, if she had come to my room every day, maybe I wouldn't have had anything to complain about. You know, even though it was a setup for your friend, Mr. Desmond, you did your job very well.
Not quite well enough. Not if you judge by those articles that you wrote.
Well, all's fair in love and war, Miss Finesse. Just call that doing my job. But if there'd been more Christine Vaness around, I might have felt myself in much safer hands.
Is that why you're here, to pay me compliments? Or are you kind of planning to do another series of articles?
No. On the contrary, I came expressly to see you.
Why? I had no idea that I made such an impression. I thought you considered me a member of the enemy camp.
Not at all. As a matter of fact, I was hoping that we could spend some time together. Would that be possible?
Anything's possible.
I was just thinking perhaps an afternoon, maybe sometime next week.
Any particular afternoon you got in mind?
Well, some friends of mine are throwing a party for a christening.
Oh.
Well, I promise you, it won't be dull. If there's one thing the Ryans are really good at, it's throwing a party.
Have you counted Kathleen? Coming up from Pittsburgh?
Of course, dear.
Good.
Won't it be nice to have everyone under the same roof again, all safe and sound? Especially now that little John is getting back to normal.
Will you please tell me whatever got into Delia sneaking little John out of the hospital without telling any of us and taking her over to her and Pat's place?
I don't know why Delia does half the things that she does. Poor Frankie certainly has reason to be concerned.
I think she'll even show up for the christening.
Oh, yes. Patrick is off duty. I'm sure there's plenty of other places she'd rather be. She and Mary certainly not been hitting it off recently.
Mary's going to be delighted to see Kathleen again, isn't she?
Yes, she will. John, promise me this. If Jack does show up for the christening, you'll leave him and Mary alone to work out their own problems, please.
Sweetheart, you got my word. I wouldn't dream of interfering.
Yes, Listen, I think we better keep it a surprise. Just in case he doesn't show, I don't want Mary disappointed again.
The man is going to show. I'm almost positive of that.
Well, I hope you're right. There's nothing better than I'd like to see than Mary's face when he walks in that door and she realizes he's actually there for the babies. Her baby daughter's christening.
A christening, huh? Gee, that sounds like it's really gonna be fun.
Wait, it will be.
Well, they say don't knock it till you try it, so...
You'll go?
Sure.
Good, good. I think you'll find it, interesting.
Of the details. A private ceremony with Brother Frank and Sister Kathleen serving as godparents.
Yes. And I brought along the guest list. We'll all fit in the baptistry, won't we?
All. Jumbo Marino, Sister Mary Joel.
They're the two people Jack cares most about in the world. And I love them, too. They feel to me like his side of the family.
Well, then, the only person that seems to be left out of all of this is Jack.
Well, I'm beginning to believe that all my hoping isn't going to change that.
Send him an invitation?
No, but I went to talk to him this afternoon. I'd heard from Jumbo that he'd been to the hospital to see the baby. That he'd even come by to pick us up and bring us home. And each time he couldn't go through with it. So when I confronted him with that this afternoon, he said that he'd only done those things out of guilt. And that he wanted the annulment now more than ever.
I'm sorry, Mary. I can't tell you how sad that makes me.
I understand.
I'm afraid perhaps it's time you started looking out for yourself and the concerns of the baby and stopped living for the hopes that only bring you grief and distraction.
But they aren't false hopes, Father, because Jack still loves me, and I know he loves his child. He's just so scared to admit it. Oh, it makes me furious. I'm sorry. You know, it's just that... The real problem is, I love Jack very much. But I can't seem to reconcile myself to having to lie for him in order to grant the annulment. I can live without him, of course, if I have to. But how can he ask me to say that I don't love him? That we aren't meant to be married to one another when I do love him, and we are. I mean, I can't change myself any more than he can, and I can't lie like that.
I hope you never change, Mary.
The problem is, you see, I believe in this marriage for its own sake as well as for mine and Jack's. When I was a little girl, the sisters still used the Baltimore Catechism. The questions and answers, the 7 sacraments, the fundamental issues all clearly defined. What is God? A supreme being who knows all things. What is a sacrament? An outward sign instituted by Christ to give grace. Why is matrimony holy? Because what God has joined together, no man shall put asunder. Asunder. I heard it in the service of every wedding I ever attended. It was one of those 19th century words that scared us half to death until Mother told us what it meant and why it meant that. And until I grew up and came to believe it for myself, for now and for all time. Marriage is God-given, Father. And so is love. And I made my choice. And I took my vows. And I don't see how I can ever turn my back on that.
I don't think anybody's telling you that you should.
Jack is. And I'm simply unwilling to end a commitment that I made for life. Because I feel it. And because I believe in it. And I still don't see how I could ever change my mind.
I'm sorry, Mary. Mary, I wish I could be of more comfort, but it so happens I agree with everything you say.
Well, thanks for listening to me anyway. I'll see you at the baptism, yes?
Of course.
Take care of yourself.
And it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game.
Well, if it isn't Detective Bob Reed and company come to spread some good cheer.
How you doing, Johnny?
Pretty good.
Maeve?
How are you, Bob? Good to see you, Alicia.
Oh, nice to see you.
Hi there.
So we stopped by to get a few corned beef sandwiches before the big game.
Now, what big game might that be?
Why, the one between me and Angel, of course.
Well, how many sandwiches do you think you need?
Well, I think a couple might be okay.
Yeah.
You hungry, Tiger?
Yeah.
Yeah, we better make it an even half dozen.
Okay, 6 corned beefs coming up.
So, Johnny, do you know Angel Nieves? This is our softball team's new first baseman.
Well, young fella, I'm happy to make your acquaintance.
Thank you.
I want you to know you're following a long line of ball players who've come through those swinging doors to quench their thirst right here behind this bar. Well, that guy?
That's Nolan Ryan.
You bet your life it's Nolan Ryan. My favorite pitcher in the world. Known for his absolutely devastating fastball. He's having quite a season.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah. He's a friend of the family, see?
See, Johnny thinks that old Nolan, he thinks he's a distant relative or something.
Does he ever come in here?
Well, practically every time the team's in town. Listen, you stick around here long enough, I'll introduce you. How about a donut?
Sure.
Sure. There you go.
Bob, thank you for thinking of this, yeah? I love to see my brother so excited.
Oh, he's a great kid. Wait till I get him out in the baseball field.
Ah.
For one.
Oh, nobody yet. Do you know Alicia Nieves, Mary Ryan?
Of course, Alicia was on hand at Ryan's welcome home party.
Oh, it was a pleasure. You have such a beautiful little girl.
I like your friend, Bob. She and I find ourselves in agreement most all the time. Now, who's this little monkey?
Oh, darling, this is Alicia's kid brother, Angel Nieves, my daughter, Mary Finelli.
How do you do? Dad, were there any calls for me while I was out?
No, I'm sorry, none that I took.
Ma?
No, just Chandler trying to check when you're coming back to work. How'd it go with Father McShane?
Pretty well. We confirmed all the arrangements. I'm afraid I got a little upset about Jack all over again.
Will we be able to go soon?
Oh, I'm heating up the meat for the sandwiches right now.
Hey, look, I got a great idea. Why don't you go outside in the street, toss the ball back and forth a couple of times, by then the sandwiches will be ready.
That's
all
a
right?
great idea.
I'll call you.
How about that, Tiger?
Yeah.
Hey.
You know, I'm really glad that I finally got to meet you. Bob has told me so much about you. And I know your brother, Dr. Ryan and Delia.
Oh, from working at Riverside, right. You only just started in neurology, didn't you?
And Pat was very nice to me when I was there. You know, you're very lucky to have such a warm and kind brother.
Yeah, he's all right, isn't he?
And Delia was very nice to me, too.
She was?
Well, yes, a few weeks ago, you know, I had some money stolen, and she just went out of her way to try to, you know, to help me in any way she could.
Delia?
I don't understand.
Hey, Alicia, your kid brother looks like quite a ball player. Here we are, ladies and gentlemen. It's the top of the first. The home team has got the bases loaded. Ace pitcher Bob Reed is on the mound, about to toss to his battery mate. Ace Nieves, the arm goes back, and the ball is at... Oh, my God. He got hit. He got hit. He got hit.
What's the matter?
What happened? I don't know. It looks like your brother's been hurt. Oh, you better get...
I saw him get hit outside.
I just threw the ball. It went over his glove and hit him in the forehead.
Easy does it, fella. Easy. Just take it easy.
¿A dónde te pegó? ¿A dónde te sientes bien, Ángel?
Estoy un poco mareado.
I'll get some ice.
No. I'll get it, honey. I'll get it.
¿Estás seguro que nada te pasa?
I don't understand what could have happened. I didn't throw the ball hard. I didn't throw it fast. He didn't even put up his glove to try to catch it. 1 minute he's up, the next minute he's down.
It's okay. I've been hit in the head before. I know what it feels like. It'll go away.
Alicia, I'm so sorry.
Look, let's just make sure he's okay.
Okay, Alicia, really.
Here.
All right, come here.
You gave us quite a scare. You got to keep your mid up and protect yourself.
Yes, is there anything else we can do for you,
Maybe I
darling?
get him a glass of water.
No, please. I don't want to cause any more trouble. I'm okay, see?
Oh, look at the pasta.
Get into an emergency room.
All right, call ahead and tell him you're coming, Bobby, all right?
What just happened?
Jack Abbott is used to getting what he wants, even if it takes a dirty move or two. But his enemies will do all they can to stop him cold. Don't miss The Young and the Restless, next on SoapNet.